Okay, so Boruto, Two Blue Vortex, chapter 33. A few things interesting happen in this one. I really, really like this chapter because it revealed certain things that we actually didn't know and a couple things that we forgot about, right? So I'm about to talk about them now. So this chapter starts with, Sarada unconscious, bleeding. Her eyes was bleeding because she used her Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha has used their Mangekyo Sharingan. They bleed from the eyes. Sarada was bleeding from her eyes, but she was unconscious. I guess she just kept bleeding. Himawari came. I guess she was trying to heal her. Oh, she healed her. She stopped the bleeding. I didn't know that Himawari had healing powers. I must have missed a chapter or something because that was kind of like interesting. So that happened, and then so something interesting happened, right? Where it's like Sarada was because the Boruto opened Sarada's like one eye, and it was like he said that he was kind of like worried about her eyesight. And then I'm like, oh, we forgot about that part. Well, at least I forgot about that part. They lose sights over time, right? The more Uchiha use their Sharingan powers, right? Especially with the Mangekyo Sharingan, the less they are actually able to see. They start to lose sight of their eyes. So I forgot about that part. Right? That happened with Itachi. Right? Dude was basically blind when he was fighting Sasuke. Right? Same thing with Sasuke, right? Like Sasuke was going blind, right? He was basically blind when after fighting Dunzo, right? Like dude could barely even see, after fighting Dunzo because he used, his eyes so much, then he had to take Itachi's eyes. So now that I think about it, whose eyes Sarada's going to take, right? There's no more Uchihas, right? Unless, remember those little Uchihas, right? Like I'm gonna put a picture right here, right? Remember those little Uchihas that there was just a bunch of them, right? Who just had like flipping Sharingan. Like unless they try to like go fetch those, right? Like one of those guys' eyes. I guess take them for Sarada, but like who's like I wonder how they're going to spin this one. So that's what I was really like excited for this chapter. Just reading that part, I was just like, yo, that's a good one right there. I'm excited to see how they're going to spin it all, but then we see Cash and Cody. Cash and Cody actually revealing that he hasn't seen any future, right? I think his power is called pre-science something, right? Where he's able to see segments or, part of the future, different timelines. And he hasn't been able to use that powers for 4 days. Now, I don't know if we knew that he couldn't use it at will, right? I don't think we knew that. So that's also a really good pause that was like, oh, shoot, he can use it at will, right? Like that gotta be kind of like just suckish, bro. Very useful power, but you can't use it at will. So it's like, nah. But yeah, so that was interesting. Then we see Damon being overwhelmed by all the mamushis that attacked him. He was getting tired, and so he tried to run away, right? Like he took Sarada. I was about to say Sarada. He took Ada. He took Ada, and then tried to basically run away. They caught up to him. Boruto came through and helped. In the previous chapter, they told us that the Mamushis, like all of them, right? How they work basically is like it's through a single collective conscious mind that kind of like governs everyone's, right? They showed us what happened, like that part when they told us that part in the previous chapter. So, and obviously it was kind of like to set up what was about to happen next. So they tell us that again, right? Then they show Shikadai, right? Shikadai talking to Cash and Koji about, about what was happening there. Because Shikadai is like, look, we are being overwhelmed, right? We're probably gonna die. Something has to happen. So Shikadai, what he does is he teleports himself onto the battlefield, does a mind transfer jutsu on one of the Mamushis. And then remember, we had intel, right? They had intel about the eyes because all the Mamushis have Renegon, right? They all have Renegon. So they're like, look, the power is the Renegon. You destroy the Renegon, you destroy the Mamushis. So what he did, took over one Mamushi, which then he was able to control all of them, destroy the Renegon, and voila. And then the real Mamushi the was turned into like a, what is it called, a thorn bulb, right? And then Boruto took it. And then on the last page, right? On the last page, you see what's his name? Code. You see Code's stripes, because Code can like teleport himself as well through those stripes that he leaves, and we see Code's stripe with like an eye very well, like on it, and then he was kind of like observing everything that was happening. So that was cool, man. I really like the chapter, man. Like those two things that they revealed, that Cashin Koji cannot use his powers at will. Very important. The second thing is Sarada going blind. She has to use somebody's flipping Sharingan. Who is she gonna use, bro? That one is interesting. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm excited for those two things. How are they going to build onto Cashin Cody not being able to use his powers at will, and Sharada going blind? But she has to find like Uchiha's eyes, right? She has to find Sharingans to use them with her own, to have eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, to basically not lose size, right? So those two things I'm excited. I'm excited. So I can't wait for the next chapter. I can't wait for the next chapters, and see how they're gonna build on that. But that was chapter 33, man. Really, really good chapter.